You know, I usually stay out of these conversations, but with Caitlin Clark, I can't stay silent anymore.
Caitlin Clark's college career with the Iowa Hawkeyes didn't just make headlines, it made history. Her deep-range threes, explosive scoring nights, and unmatched court vision turned her into one of the most recognizable names in all of college sports. She wasn't simply a standout player. She became the face of women's basketball at the collegiate level. Her games drew massive TV audiences, packed arenas, and in some cases, even outperformed attendance at certain NBA matchups. By the time she declared for the 2024 WNBA draft, Clark had already rewritten history, breaking the all-time NCAA scoring record across both men's and women's basketball. Her name and highlights had spread far beyond the US, turning her into an international sensation. So when draft night came, there was no suspense. As one of the most electrifying prospects the sport had ever seen, she was selected first overall by the Indiana Fever, a franchise eager to build its future around her star power and generational talent. Caitlin Clark quickly became the most coveted endorsement figure in women's basketball, blending elite on-court performance with a level of popularity rarely seen in the sport. Companies didn't just view her as an athlete, they saw her as a global brand capable of influencing markets, expanding visibility, and reshaping the future of women's sports marketing. That's why major labels like Adidas, Puma, Under Armour, and Nike all launched an aggressive bidding war to secure her signature. Under Armour reportedly came forward with one of the strongest early proposals, an offer worth $16 million over 4 years, complete with plans for a signature shoe. Adidas countered with its own deal, roughly $6 million across 4 years, and even presented a prototype for a potential Clark sneaker. Puma initially competed as well but stepped back as the stakes escalated. Ultimately, it was Nike that made the defining move. The company locked in Clark with a monumental 8-year, $28 million contract, one of the largest individual endorsement deals in the history of women's basketball. Back in 1984, sports marketing changed forever when Michael Jordan signed his first deal with Nike. It wasn't just a standard contract, it was revolutionary. Jordan earned a significant upfront payout, but more importantly, he received royalties from every pair of Air Jordans sold. That single clause reshaped the business of sports, giving athletes a new level of control over their image, their products, and their long-term earning power. What followed was the rise of Air Jordan into a multi-billion-dollar global brand. Caitlin Clark's deal follows that same blueprint in spirit, even if the structure is slightly different. Reports suggest her agreement does not include direct royalties on each shoe sale like Jordan's original contract did. However, the scale of the deal and the commitment to a signature shoe still reflects a Jordan-level belief in her future. It signals that Nike isn't just investing in her performance today, they are betting on her becoming a lasting global icon, someone whose influence can carry far beyond the game and into the culture itself. While many have celebrated Caitlin Clark's rise, not everyone believes her deal went far enough. Sonny Vaccaro, the same marketing mind who helped bring Michael Jordan to Nike in the 1980s, has been openly critical. In his view, Clark deserved more than just a high-value contract. He argued that she should have received equity in her brand or royalties from her signature line, similar to what Jordan received decades ago. Vaccaro believes Nike missed a rare opportunity. Clark has already proven she can drive massive attention, boost viewership, and move products at an elite level. To him, she isn't just a star athlete, she's a business engine. And instead of positioning her as a true partner, he feels the company stopped short of giving her the same long-term ownership path that helped turn Jordan into a global empire. Still, Clark's deal represents something much bigger than one contract. It signals a shift across the entire landscape of women's sports. For years, female athletes have been undervalued in endorsements and media exposure, even when their performance and popularity matched or exceeded their male counterparts. Now, that narrative is beginning to change. Nike's willingness to invest heavily in Clark, lock her into a long-term deal, and build a signature shoe around her brand shows a growing belief that women's sports are not just relevant, they are highly profitable and globally impactful. The decision has been widely celebrated by players, fans, and advocates for gender parity in sports as a clear sign that female athletes are finally receiving the recognition they deserve. At the same time, it has reignited a long-standing debate around pay gaps in professional sports. Caitlin Clark's base salary in the WNBA, starting at roughly $76,000 per year, is dramatically overshadowed by her massive endorsement deal with Nike. That contrast has sparked controversy and opened up deeper conversations about how female athletes are compensated. Many are now questioning whether league structures, revenue models, and media deals need to evolve to better reflect the true value these athletes bring to the game. Despite the debate, one thing is clear among sports marketing experts: Clark's deal is a game changer. It raises the ceiling for what female athletes can achieve commercially and sets a powerful new benchmark for brand value, influence, and earning potential in women's sports. Caitlin Clark has become the perfect spokesperson for Nike and the future face of women's basketball because of a broad appeal, rising superstardom, and rare crossover impact. Analysts believe this partnership will open the door for more female athletes to secure larger contracts and long-term sponsorships, ultimately pushing more companies to invest heavily in women's sports. At the same time, many observers note that specific elements of Caitlin's deal, especially the lack of royalties, are likely to evolve in future negotiations as the market grows and athletes gain more leverage. With women's sports expanding rapidly and generating increasing revenue, fairer compensation models like revenue sharing, equity stakes, and performance bonuses are becoming the next logical step. Nike's decision to lock in Caitlin for 8 years reflects more than hype. It signals deep trust in her long-term career trajectory. She is poised to play a major role across Nike's global marketing strategy, from international basketball campaigns to Olympic promotions to broader lifestyle branding. And at the center of the excitement is the possibility of a signature Caitlin Clark sneaker, something extremely rare even among elite athletes. A signature shoe for a young WNBA rookie sends a powerful message to an entire generation that not only is women's sports success respected, it's valuable, profitable, and worthy of its own spotlight. Nike has already confirmed the shoe is in active development, and while the release date remains unannounced, its arrival will mark one of the few signature women's basketball shoes ever produced and the first in many years, a milestone with real, lasting impact. Girls who grew up admiring Caitlin Clark will soon have the chance to lace up shoes crafted specifically for them, shoes created by an athlete who looks like them, plays like them, and leads with the same poise and confidence they aspire to. And this product is bigger than footwear. It's a symbol of progress. For decades, young boys have worn the sneakers of their heroes, Air Jordans, Kobe's, LeBron's, icons whose legacies stretched far beyond the court. Now, young female athletes finally get to experience that same connection, that same inspiration, and that same sense of belonging. This cultural shift has the power to reshape how future generations view their place in sports. It shows them that excellence in women's athletics isn't just respected, it's celebrated, invested in, and elevated to the global stage. Caitlin Clark's Nike partnership is a powerful example of how talent, determination, and evolving attitudes toward women in sports can lead to truly groundbreaking moments. She didn't need a manufactured storyline or forced narrative. Her play did the talking. And now, her $28 million Nike deal and her upcoming signature shoe stand as proof that women's sports are rising fast and that athletes like Caitlin deserve the same opportunities, recognition, and compensation long afforded to their male counterparts. The legacy of Michael Jordan helped shape the blueprint for modern athlete endorsements, turning players into global brands and redefining what was possible off the court. And now, building on that foundation, Caitlin Clark is carving out something entirely new. Even if a deal doesn't mirror every detail of Jordan's historic contract, her impact is undeniable. With her massive popularity, global visibility, and long-term potential, she has become a central figure in the next evolution of sports marketing. This isn't just a personal milestone, it's a cultural shift, a clear signal that women's basketball is growing, evolving, and stepping into a new era of influence and opportunity. If this story inspired you, make sure to give the video a thumbs up and share it with others who should witness this moment in sports history. Drop a comment below and let us know your thoughts. Do you believe Caitlin Clark's rise marks the beginning of a new era in women's basketball? Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss our deep dives into the biggest stories shaping sports and culture. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.